What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Record of Aviation. Hope you're on a fantastic day today, and today I have a very exciting model unboxing for you all. Today we'll be taking a look at the Gemini200 1:200 scale Southwest Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 8. So really excited to have this aircraft. It ended up only being $70 on eBay, which I thought was a really great price for this aircraft. So despite kind of a weird color, I still thought that it would be a cool addition here. So yeah, overall looking really sharp. Let's just go ahead and get started, everybody. So you got Gemini200 here in the top left. There's the Southwest logo. Here's the CGI Boeing 737 MAX 8. The item number is G2SWA1216. So yeah, this was released a handful of years ago now. I think 2022 maybe, or 2023, sometime around then. But anyway, yeah, this will be a really cool addition, 2023 release. I have a Freedom one, and I also have another MAX 8 in a standard livery. So yeah, this will be a cool one to add still after a Canyon Blue at some point, but this one will be great. And also the NG 1-200 700, both the Scimitar and the blended looked absolutely spectacular. So definitely interested in picking those up at some point down the road too. But anyway, this will definitely be a good one for the price. So let's just go ahead and take a look. And for whatever reason, the pin for the stand just kind of fell off the table there, but that's all right. So yeah, the stand looks really nice. But yeah, anyway, on eBay for like $65, a little bit of shipping on top of that. So yeah, looking sharp. What are we waiting for? Let's just go ahead and get into it. So we got the landing gear already in here. This is a used aircraft as well, as you would expect. So yeah, it doesn't bother me too much. And there it is, the 737 MAX 8. Let's go ahead and put these landing gear in here. It's got a little bit of a weird piece there in the front the Maxes do, so sometimes it's kind of tough to get the prongs lined up just right, but we were able to get it here. I love the magnetic, by the way, now that's so big, so really glad that they implemented that feature, and yeah, it really helps out the aircraft, so very excited about that. And let me go ahead and get the stand going in here as well, and then we can go ahead and take a look at the 737 MAX 8 by Gemini. So yeah, they always do a really good job in their aircraft, really great effort in the 1-200 scale, always really impressed with their efforts, and overall they just look really strong. So yeah, I don't know why, but I can't get the landing gear to stay in here, so that might have been why the price was reduced, to be honest. But this door should be lined up a little bit better, so I'm not sure exactly what the situation with that is, but I'll have to work on fixing that up here in a moment. But see, it tries to stay in there correctly, and then it just kind of plops out, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on with that. So I'll have to work with that a little bit. But anyway, it's still in pretty good shape. So this is the 1-200, once again, 737 MAX 8 by Gemini. They did a very good job. So I'm just going to place it to the best of my ability there. And obviously I'll work on it here when I get a chance. So yeah, Southwest 737 MAX 8 in the Desert Gold livery. So great looking aircraft right here. Once again, this will be a very nice addition here for the collection. The color doesn't look too bad. It's just kind of goofy. So yeah, just an observation there. But overall, this is definitely a nice looking aircraft for sure. And certainly glad to get to feature it here today. So without any further delay, let's not waste any further time and go ahead and get into the model aircraft right here. Okay, let's go ahead and get started, everybody. So you got the nose cone up here looking pretty sharp. Now, despite the portions being disproportional, you know, it's still pretty good. So definitely noteworthy and good to highlight that. It's the only major downside I would say with this aircraft besides the color. Got some windshield wipers here in the cockpit windows as well. And then of course this livery honors the Herbert D. Keller, which is really cool. And I think it's awesome that they rocked that there on the front, and they even lined up the registration for that too. So you can see the nose landing gear door here. I'm trying to get it to stay in there correctly. I would hate to glue it, but that might be my only choice to get it to stay up there. It'll be much better once it's on the ground though. But yeah, do keep in mind that there are ways to get around that. So that's the current trajectory of that. But anyway, radar dome and all the applicable technology and equipment up here in the front. Here's the L1 door, and you can really start to get a good look at that color. I'll kind of tilt it a little bit to get even more light on it. So yeah, you can kind of see that glossy gold color is kind of what we got going here. I think manufacturers like Panda have done a little bit better of a job on the Desert livery, but again, it's not too big of a deal. I just want to provide some clarity there, because obviously it is definitely not quite what you would typically see. In their defense though, this livery is really hard to replicate. I see all kinds of pictures of it in different light all the time, and it always looks slightly different. So that definitely has an impact on this particular aircraft. But anyway, though, you can see the windows up here. So of course, Southwest with their all economy format, which has been very interesting over time. You got the panel detail here, you got an antenna down here, and then some more top detail there as well. So all that looks very nice. Let's go ahead and get into the middle of the aircraft, and the more effective way would be to move the tripod. So here's the middle of the aircraft, overall looking sharp. There's one little speck there, but we were able to clean that off. So yeah, you see some really good detail. Definitely can highlight the gloss on this particular aircraft, so no doubt can see that. But you got an antenna, got the emergency exit doors, and then you also have the engine right there, which is quite nice. Let's go ahead and get some different views of that. So yeah, it looks really sharp, so there it is. And the fan blade details also really good as well. Spinners look sharp, so certainly happy to see all that detail. You got the slats there in the front as well, and all that looks really great. And overall, just a really good looking aircraft. Got some red detail down there on the bottom as well, so definitely happy to see that. And overall, it's looking very sharp, so no doubt really cool to see that right there. And don't worry, that's just a little speck of styrofoam on a mat, so don't worry about that. Yeah, really good detail here. Definitely can see the effort that was put in on the detail for the wing. I mean, it's just impressive. I love the speed brake indentations, really, really good. So definitely glad to see that, and hope that they continue to replicate that as we move forward. You can see 3 antennas in this frame, or 4 technically, but the top one there along with the beacon, which is really nicely detailed. You got the 2 bottom antennas there as well, and you got the main landing gear, which look really sharp, and you can see the landing gear do roll, of course, so no surprises there, looking very nice. But yeah, you can really see that gold color there in the middle, looking very strong, so certainly happy to see that as well. Overall looking really sharp. The Wi-Fi box there on the top, that's another nice piece of this aircraft, so definitely looking really strong, and overall a really sharp offering right there, so certainly happy to see that. Got a little stubby antenna there in the back as well, so happy to see all the features there, and overall it's looking really strong, so definitely a very good job here by Gemini for representing it all very accurately. Now obviously not too much more besides the color to do, but you know, a couple of lines here and there, and especially back here there's some more details that have to be fine-tuned. So we have the registration, once again, November 8701 Hotel Kilo, which of course you got Herbert Keller there representing with the HK, so I think that's really cool. And then obviously Colin Barrett is represented with CB on the Canyon Blue, which is epic. And then you got the Southwest tail, so you start with that desert color there with Southwest, and then you get the red and the orange and then the gold a little bit again too. So definitely nice to see that. Got the horizontal stabilizers, APU, all really good detail and not plastic. They're nice and firm on this aircraft, which is really cool. I believe on a good handful of the 737s and 200, they're plastic. So yeah, really cool to see that. And I really hope that Gemini considers working on a new tripod, or stand rather, kind of a tripod stand, that's the nickname for it. But you know, it's not reasonable to have it on aircraft that are this heavy. I think it should be by weight, not by the type of aircraft, because obviously their molds are different, and as a result some of the narrow bodies are heavier than others. Like for the 737, this is kind of reasonable, the 800s, but for the MAX it's not appropriate because of how heavy it is. So obviously love the heavy duty mold itself, but you know, the stand's got to match it, and it definitely doesn't on this particular plane. That's all right. Right side of the aircraft very similar. You do have that baggage door under that first antenna there. And then the second one falls right below that K right there, you can see. So certainly looking very sharp right there as well. And here's the right side tail and all the other appropriate details that you want to see. Top of the aircraft looks very nice. Very good detail there with the panels, and the Wi-Fi box also has a really good outline. So definitely cool to see that. Bottom of the aircraft, you got the Gemini200 logo. You do have a little stubby red antenna right there. That's really cool. The red on red is pretty unique. But 2 more antennas by that Gemini200 logo. Another stubby one here by the that's the L1 door. Yes, just tough to see it from the other side typically. Got the stubber piece right there, which is nice, and another antenna. And again, the landing gear are all magnetic, which is really cool. So really great on the back ones here, where you don't have any discrepancies. They just click right into place there, which is nice. And I don't think that they go the other way around, but they very well could. So I'm just going to try them like that. It seems like they fit a little bit better. Yeah, that's not the right way though. That's what I thought, just making sure. But cool to see that they are interchangeable and they fit better. That was one of the main problems of this mold previously, was the landing gear not fitting very good. So I'm glad they were able to work on it and get fixed up. So definitely happy about that. But overall, this is a really good aircraft. I would highly recommend it if you're in the market for a throwback 737. The Canyon Blue one has a little bit of a better color too, so definitely consider that one. Once again though, I just got a really good deal on this, $70 total, which is really good. Typically this aircraft would be closer to the 95 range total, but also keep in mind that this one will probably get very rare down the road. So I thought that this would be a good acquisition for all those reasons. But yeah, definitely glad to have it here in the collection today. That landing gear is going to need some work. I think that's probably why we were discounted here, but I can place it on the ground or do whatever we need to. Let me see if it actually sits on the ground correctly before we get too fired up about it, just to have some more knowledge on it. And yeah, it wants to kind of flop there a little bit in the front, but I'm sure I can work on that. But there you go. That's kind of a nice stand piece right there. So yeah, I really hope all of you enjoyed this video. Definitely really glad to have this aircraft. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. But nevertheless, that'll do it for today's video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and one of you for watching. My name is Red of Aviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Just process. Do you love you do. My name is Red of Aviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as Red of Aviation is signing off.